What does it mean to be a human? What is being a human? Now, this is one of the most basic questions. I would say if people were to ask the big questions, it would usually be something along the lines of, is there a God? Are there aliens? You know, how far does space go? Or when did time begin? Or when will it end? But the only question that I really have is, what is life? What's the point? Life evolves from, well, let's just say it depends on what line of thinking you use. The minute I say evolves, there will be somebody who's already typing a comment saying, oh, life doesn't evolve, there's no proof of evolution. Yeah. Heard that one before. At any rate, for the people who do know that evolution is real, we are constantly evolving to suit our environments, but for what reason? When people talk about evolution, they seem to think that evolution and, let's say, creation or creationism are mutually exclusive. In other words, either the universe is random and it evolves, or it was created by a god or a creator. Why do people have to have such black and white thinking about this? I've never understood the concept of having to take sides on an issue like what is life. You know, you either believe or you don't is a very shallow kind of way to look at things. What if evolution is the unfolding of a conscious thought? What if evolution itself is creation? In other words, why does it have to be, let's say, created in 7 days, right? Why couldn't it be a metaphor for a very long period of time? 7 space days, call it what you want. Creation is consistently unfolding. So you don't have to think that just because things do evolve, like the finches on the Galapagos, Darwin was well aware of that, and it's not that Darwin was some genius who came up with an idea nobody had before. It's just that he was the first one to put it on paper and to travel around and do the studies. But the finches on the Galapagos, they all came from one species of finch, which evolved on each island independently to fit whatever it eats, whether it be eating nuts or berries or, you know, digging in logs or whatever its use may be. In other words, why would evolution not be God's way of allowing us to adapt to our environments if there was a God? It seems like a pretty simple concept, but anyhow, I'm not trying to dismiss religion here, although I am dismissing religion as a whole, because I find that all of the, you know, belief systems from a book are incomplete, only because they omit, you know, others' choice to believe what they want. But I won't get into that anymore. Mostly it's just a matter of what is this life and what is our human purpose. This is where religion came from, which is why it has to be added in here, you know. It's like we wanted to create a purpose for ourselves because we don't understand why we're consciously aware of us, you know. Oh, looks like I got a closed lane up here. Better get over now. So anyhow, it's a crazy world out there, you know. It's like when people see the plants and animals were put here for us to use, you know, that old passage from the Bible. Really, I've always looked at it as we were put here to be used by the plants and animals, if you will, because they're all aware of their purpose. They're aware of what they need to do. Animals are born with a sense of nobility, understanding, and a path to move forward, whereas humans, we have to decide for ourselves. And we come together on these, I don't know, very simplistic ideas that, oh, I wish people could learn to merge. They should have got over sooner. These very simplistic ideas about what purpose is, and I just, I can't simplify my thoughts to saying this is the purpose of life. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. I would like to think that instead of understanding the purpose of life, we would find purpose for ourselves as individuals and seek something greater than mere existence to suit others or to serve others. You've got to be a hard-headed son of a bitch out there in this world. You got to be able to stand up for what you believe. You got to be able to stand up to authority. You got to be able to protect yourself and defend yourself against criticism, against hatred, against physical and mental violence. So you've got to be tough, but then you've got to be soft. You've got to be empathetic. You've got to be able to understand your fellow man. You've got to be able to read the room to know why, or I don't know, how to behave in a certain circumstance. You have to have a certain amount of intelligence. It's crazy. I mean, there are so many factors to being human that, I don't know, to give any one particular answer would be impossible. Ooh, an ambulance. I hope everybody's okay. Well, anyway, thanks for coming along with my random thoughts. I'm heading off to home now with my cannabis from the store and dropped off some stuff at my ma's, and yeah, crazy world out there.